Please, I don't want to be alone again." Mariah Brennan froze, her hand on the classroom door. She turned to see a small girl sitting in the last row, tears streaming down her pale cheeks. The hallways had emptied 20 minutes ago, and Mariah was already late for her second job at the diner. "Sweetheart, where's your family?" Mariah asked softly, walking back inside. "Nobody came," she whispered, clutching a worn stuffed rabbit. "They never remember anymore." Mariah knelt beside her, her knees aching from standing all day. At 34, she lived on a teacher's salary that barely covered rent for her studio apartment. But something in this child's eyes, that hollow look of abandonment, pulled at memories Mariah had buried long ago. "I'm Miss Brennan. What's your name?" "Ivy. Ivy Hartford." Her voice was so small. "My mommy died 4 months ago. Now everyone forgets I exist." Mariah's chest tightened. She thought of her own mother, who'd raised her alone, working 3 jobs but never missing a school play. "I won't forget you, Ivy. Let's call someone together, okay?" When the nanny finally answered, her irritation was palpable. "I got busy. Just keep her there." Mariah's jaw clenched, but she kept her voice steady. "I'll wait with her." They sat together on the classroom steps, Ivy's small hand gradually finding Mariah's. The girl talked about her mother, how she used to read stories with different voices, how she made pancakes shaped like butterflies, how everything felt gray now. "Does it ever stop hurting?" asked Ivy. Mariah squeezed her hand gently. "The hurt becomes different, softer. And you learn that love doesn't disappear just because someone does. It stays in all the little things they taught you." When a black SUV finally arrived, 2 hours later, a driver in a crisp suit barely acknowledged them. "Excuse me," Mariah said firmly, handing him her contact information. "Someone needs to know this child waited alone for 2 hours. This can't happen again." The driver took the card dismissively, but Ivy turned back, her eyes meeting Mariah's. "Will you see me tomorrow?" "I'll be here," Mariah promised. The next day, Ivy appeared at her classroom during lunch. "Miss Brennan, can I stay with you, just for lunch?" Mariah's heart ached. She had exactly $12 until Friday, but she split her sandwich without hesitation. Ivy came back every day. Mariah stayed late, helping with homework, listening to stories, teaching her origami. She spent grocery money on art supplies and the books Ivy loved. She never mentioned how she skipped meals or picked up extra shifts at the diner. She simply showed up. 3 weeks later, the principal called her in. "Mariah, there's someone here to see you." The man in the office radiated power and exhaustion, tall, sharp-suited, with eyes that held carefully controlled pain. Alexander Hartford, CEO of Hartford Global, a billionaire whose wife's death had made headlines. "Miss Brennan," his voice was formal, but something raw flickered beneath. "My daughter speaks of no one but you. She says you're the only person who truly sees her." Mariah straightened, suddenly aware of her discount store blouse and worn shoes. "Mr. Hartford, Ivy is a remarkable child going through an impossible loss. You've given her 3 hours every day. I had you investigated, Miss Brennan. You work 2 jobs. You live alone. You donate to student food programs from your own pocket." His composure cracked. "And you've given my daughter something I've been too devastated to provide. Genuine presence." Mariah's voice softened. "She doesn't need perfection, Mr. Hartford. She needs consistency. She needs to know someone won't disappear." Alexander's hands trembled. "When Carolyn died, I drowned myself in work because facing an empty house was unbearable. I hired the best help money could buy. But Ivy didn't need the best money could buy. She needed me. and I was too broken to see it. He looked at Mariah with something like wonder. You showed me what I'd lost sight of. That my daughter doesn't need wealth or prestigious therapists. She needs someone who shows up, who listens, who stays. You taught me that love isn't about grand gestures. It's about being present in the small moments. Then be present now, Mariah said gently. It's not too late. Over the following months, everything transformed. Alexander started leaving the office at 3. He learned to braid hair and attended every school event. He packed lunches with handwritten notes inside. And Mariah, Alexander insisted on establishing a grief support program at the school, with Mariah as director, a position that finally paid her what she deserved. You changed our lives, he said one afternoon, watching Ivy laugh during art class. Let me help you change others. This isn't charity, Alexander added quietly. It's partnership. You showed me that the most valuable thing I can invest in isn't stocks or real estate. It's people. It's presence. 6 months later, at the program's opening, Ivy handed Mariah a drawing. 2 women under a starlit sky holding hands. This is you and Mommy, because you taught me that love doesn't end. It just finds new ways to hold you up. Mariah's eyes blurred with tears. Oh, sweetheart. You stayed when everyone else left. You taught Daddy that being there is the bravest thing you can do, and you taught me that even when your heart is broken, someone might come along and help you carry the pieces. Alexander approached, his own eyes glistening. Thank you, Mariah, for seeing what I was too lost to see, for showing me that true wealth isn't measured in what you own, but in how fully you show up for the people who need you. Mariah pulled them both into an embrace. You both taught me something too, that kindness doesn't ask for permission or wait for convenient timing. It just shows up and stays. As the sun set through the classroom windows, painting everything golden, Mariah understood. Sometimes the poorest person in the room is the richest in the ways that truly matter. And sometimes choosing to stay for one lonely child changes 3 lives forever. Because love doesn't require wealth, it only requires presence.